with each other. If you look at all the points of interdiction, they're usually joint operations in relation to that. But I just say, in terms of that pressure on Putin and Russia, I want to pay tribute to what Vladimir and everyone here in Ukraine has achieved, particularly over the last 6 months, because certainly in the United Kingdom, it feels to us like there's been a material change, the ability of Ukraine to push back when it comes to the front line, the mid and long range work that is going on, which is proving so effective, what is going on with sanctions, and the very positive outcomes of the G7 and NATO in recent weeks. I think if you put that together, I would say that there's been a change in mood over the last 6 to 7 months, which is very significant in this conflict. It is, as Vladimir has said, down to sheer hard work, guts and resilience and courage, not just in the last 6 to 7 months, but in the build-up to that. But it has been very material in the last 6 to 7 months, and we mustn't lose sight of that. It shows that if there is that unity and resolve, real consequences can follow, real pressure on Russia. And when we're in a position like this, my own view is we press on and increase that pressure. We don't step back from it, and that's what must happen next.
Останнє запитання, будь ласка, Press Association.
The last question, Press Association.
Hello. Hi. Prime Minister, how disappointed are you that you won't get to see an end of this war while still in office? And to President Zelensky, the UK is set to see its 5th Prime Minister since the war began. How has that impacted your ability to work with the UK government over the last few years?
Well, look, thank you very much for that. This isn't about me. It's about a country, Ukraine, that has faced an aggressor for now in the 5th year. And it is incredible that the strength and resilience of the Ukrainian people means that we are still in this conflict, and that strength and resilience both on the front line and in civilian life. And one of the things I'm always struck by when I come to Kyiv is the simple acts of defiance of civilians every single day. They're getting up, they're going to work, they're making sure that life is normal, making sure where there's damage it's repaired. I think some of the trains are amongst the most efficient in Europe. That is, on the one hand, curious and even funny, but also I take it as an act of defiance. It's people getting up saying, we are not going to give in to Putin, we're not going to let him overcome us. And therefore, the end of this war is about Ukraine victory, it's about pushing back Putin. It's being clear who the aggressor is here. And the fact that there'll be a new Prime Minister in the United Kingdom in days to come doesn't change that dynamic at all. As I said earlier, the resolve of the United Kingdom will remain the same. We will not waver. But when we talk about the end of this war, we have to go back to basic fundamental principles. This is an act of aggression by Putin. It is an illegal invasion. Ukraine has suffered through this. They have fought back through this. And with unity and resolve, we will ensure that they're not just in the fight, but in a position to succeed in that fight. That is what matters. And the mere fact that I'm moving on as Prime Minister does not mean that I lose any resolve on my own part to do whatever I can to ensure that that just and lasting peace comes for Ukraine as quickly as possible. But the quickest way is for Putin to recognise that he is the aggressor. It's time to recognise that he is losing, particularly under the pressure of the last few months, and to move forward to the just and lasting peace, which is so richly and needed and deserved across Ukraine.
Thank you very much. So for me, it's not about numbers. For me, it's about very concrete people and personalities. And I think that we build strong relations with all the leaders of the United Kingdom during this period of time. And I really count that I will build new strong relations soon with the new prime minister. I hope that we will have meeting as soon as possible. Of course, it depends on our teams. Just wanted to underline that they are very important.
Пане президенте, пане прем'єр-міністре, дякуємо за ваші відповіді. Прес-конференція добігла.
Mr. Prime Minister, the conference is over.
Thank you, Kir. Yeah.
Dear colleagues, an important announcement about the embargo. It's 14:30 local, 2:30 p.m. local, please.